How's it going, guys? So, what's up, William? So, right now, I wanted to go live because right now, the temperature right now is at 185 degrees Fahrenheit right here. It is 180 right here, which is perfectly normal. There's usually a 5 degree difference between the where the wash is and up here, and this is starting to climb. So this right now, the secondary or the thumper is at 80 degrees Fahrenheit right now, but this is too hot to handle. The heat has traveled all the way through here, all the way to here. This is warm enough. It's just warm so that I can put my hand on it, but anything up here, it's just too freaking hot to handle. So right now, this is going to be starting to heat up, and that's why I went live again, because once this starts heating up, then the plate column is going to start bubbling. But at this point, what I did, once it gets to this point here where the heat has traveled all the way to this point, and the secondary is going to start heating up, I take it down from this like ridiculous high output of heat, and I put it down so that it settles. Because if that is pushing too much heat, it's going to blow this thing up. This thing's going to fill up so freaking fast, and it's really difficult at that point to get it under control. So that's why I turned the heat down to a more manageable whatever. Fuck you. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get it, right? So so we're just gonna let that go, and once this starts bubbling, once this starts getting moisture into it and everything, and this gets too hot to handle, because this is nice and cool right here on this side. This side, not so much. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Add a little bit more from the heat source to kind of get it going. But once this starts bubbling, then I'll turn on the water system, the pumps, so that the deflegmator is getting water circulating through this. And what that does is it cools the water, not the alcohol. It allows alcohol vapor to pass through the system, but the water will drip down. And every time the water drips down, it comes down into the next chamber, it gets cooled off, it drips down to the next chamber, gets cooled off. So this water drips down and allows the alcohol to go through. That's what a plate column does. And the key to a plate column, a good plate column, is a good deflegmator. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So anyway, thank you for coming back in. Let me turn these off right here. Let me see if I can get into Duck Stapler. How's it going? I appreciate that. I think you're being I think you're being a little generous with your compliment, but I will take it. Thank you. So let me see if I can get into StreamYard right now and hang out with y'all and over there with Northwoods and Mountain Girl, and just kind of listen in, if that's cool with y'all. So, but yeah, right now it's just just kind of doing its thing. So yeah, this is absolutely right here is where I need to keep checking. I need to keep checking that. I can already hear this filling up at the bottom with water, because this tube goes all the way down to the bottom right there and has a little slit in it, so that the heat travels all the way down to the bottom and fills this from the bottom up. It doesn't just drip into this. It goes from the bottom up. But this is still really cold. It's starting to come up. It's still just above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. But we'll see. We'll let it do its thing. And oh yeah, it comes out crystal clear. But we'll get there. We'll get that. Let's see what we got going on here in StreamYard. Over here. With
butthole. Oh, right by the abs, right into that meat right there. Yeah. That was kind of fucked up. And
there we go.
Bills later. Yeah. And that wasn't that good, you know. It wasn't cool. Of course, that was closed, and this was like was it a Saturday? I think it was like a Saturday it happened. So I'm like, well, that's closed, and I mean, she looks okay, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we took care of the wounds and stuff, and production good, and shaved the hair.
I'm gonna mute this
did our own
over here in YouTube.
We always have, and certain.
Because I'm getting an echo off that.
Yeah.
Because it's coming through and into the live stream. I gotta plug in my phone too. Don't want that dying on me.
I think it was Monday.
Oh,
So we called to get her in there, and they wouldn't.
Plugged in.
We did take her to the vet first, and the emergency vet cost us a bunch of.
Where you at?
So they
there we go.
Sew it up. They didn't put any things in. They didn't do any work for it, but they charged us a fortune for it. So the next that Monday,
all right,
she was getting worse.
Plugged in. Charging.
Like getting, dehydrated.
Blah blah blah.
Like a temperature. So
all right.
I stayed up with her like all fucking night. Monday.
Okay.
We tried to get her in somewhere.
Everyone good?
They wanted more money.
What's going on here?
A whole ton of money. So we got her to our regular vet in
Oh man,
Lancaster.
stupid freaking thing.
And that vet over there is amazing.
YouTube is not digging me being on StreamYard at the same time.
Well, see,
I don't want to. I don't want to bring my other computer out here. I know it can handle it, but I don't know.
No stitching, no.
I might. I'm gonna be out here for a while. At this point, this is where it really starts. This is really where I really start need to pay attention to. The temperatures
I wasn't
and
saying anything, but
how it's flowing. So I need to stay out here now.
The stupid
Eyes of Art back in. Money 420. Fuck yeah, I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you.
Half an hour work tops. It didn't take. Then he had a
Crank it up
couple
just a
that
little bit more. Get this going.
popped out around his nose a couple days
A
later.
little bit quicker,
later,
not
whatever
too
it
much.
was. My son was here, and I had him hold the dog, and
All right.
the damn fucking thing. I put a pair of hemostats. I shoved it in and pulled it out. Whoa! He did not like that. I mean, I took a bunch out of his chest, his shoulders, his nose, his chin area, and but when I come around the
Forgot my vape. I gotta go get my vape.
Gums, I couldn't touch those. He wouldn't let me do it. So I was like, okay, emergency vet time. They wanted me to go to where is it? Down there by White River Junction. There's a vet down in that area, emergency vet. And it's like, I can't make that trip. So it's like, I hit the one in Littleton here. It took a full day before we got him in. And yeah, they wanted their dog.
Nice.
Welcome in, friend.
Coming up on 200 degrees Fahrenheit right there. You can see where I got it marked off
Welcome in.
so that I can see from a distance of where it's at. Same thing here.
So yeah,
I put
we went to
a
the
mark
vet after
right
spending
here,
all
a
that
big
money
mark
on the
showing the
emergency
range
vet.
of where it needs to be.
Our vet was
Same
like,
thing
he
here.
just couldn't believe
Just makes
what
sense
they
to do
charged
that.
us. Never mind that
Up
they
here
didn't
is a
do
little
anything for the
trickier.
dog.
I don't know if I want
I
to
mean, the
explain
dog
that.
died.
It's not.
Basically, it was
Yeah,
it was dying.
it's not warming up too fast. It will. Once this starts warming up, it goes fast.
Best friend,
It goes really
little
fast.
females that I've had, you know, for years too, and good hunter, good rabbit hunter.
Did you think from the
So
heat
I was a little, yeah.
caused the problem?
The what?
This
Barbara
stuff,
R.
infection stuff
Thank
in
you
their
for coming
paws
in.
and their teeth. Do you think that's what caused the problem?
Just kind of hanging out, making
No, she
making
she
liquor.
got bit right into her,
You know?
right into her body.
What?
They
It's
put
about
things
it's
I'm
gonna
not
start
sure about
running
the teeth,
probably
teeth
within the
up
next
there.
half hour.
I mean,
So,
it could have, maybe.
I really got to
But
pay
it really
attention
wasn't. It
to
was infected from
to
the
the temperatures now
Yeah.
and
not-
the cooling
them not
system
doing
to
anything
make
and
sure
all that-
everything is nice
all
and,
that
and level,
swelling and juice in
so
there,
that yeah,
bacteria
so
that
it's
they
not a
didn't
pain in the
ever
ass.
sucked out or
If
put
it runs
drains
if it
in
runs
and
away
sucked
with,
up, you
from
know.
the heat source,
And
if
then
it
you
starts
come back
running
and
away,
you
it's a
pull the drains
pain
up
in
later.
the ass to get
Yeah,
it
but
back
they just let her
down
come home
and
with that.
settled to where it's nice and
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 we almost
even
lost it.
and just
Yeah.
kicking out nice clean liquor. So this is a very crucial point right now.
That's a suck when you have to pay that.
We'll get there. It's already getting hot as
And I
fuck in
think
here.
we owed
I'm already
them,
starting to
like,
sweat my ass
$200
off
out of
a lot.
And they called me in the spring and basically told me that, you know, if
It's starting to. It's just now starting to warm up right here on the output.
Yeah. Emergency vet.
So
So if any
yeah,
of
it's
my
starting to get a
family
little bit
needed
warmer
anything,
now. Up
or
at
my
90
animals
90
needed
degrees
any care,
Fahrenheit.
they
So
wouldn't-
I'm gonna crank
they
up the
would
heat
do it.
just a little bit more and just get this up a little bit more to
We
temperature
already gave
because
them
it's not
like
going to really do
it was like
anything
12
until it
1400
gets up to
on the
about
check.
160, 165
So-
degrees Fahrenheit. But even then, this is going to start collecting moisture, and it's going to want to. It's trying to push the alcohol through. So we crank up the heat just a little bit more and try to get this primed up. So just gonna keep an eye on it and hang out with
You know, she
y'all.
was on the phone, but by the time
So-
she started running her mouth to me, I was like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Fuck
So
you.
I'm over on StreamYard. I'm over
Because you guys
with
don't know what you're doing anyway.
I'm over with Mountain
I
Girl
don't like their service.
and
Everybody's got to
Nor-
wait outside. It's like, what's up with
uh,
that?
hold
So
on.
the dog
Someone's
was, like, in
messaging
that
me.
shape After spending all that money, really?
Yeah. Okay. I'm over with
They
Northwoods.
just want your money. It's a
I'm over with
fucking
Northwoods
joke.
Press and Mountain Grow right now
And they
on
killed my
on
Roddy
their
down there
channels
as well.
and in their StreamYard. So yeah,
Yep.
point that down a little bit. There we go. That's a little better.
I have a cousin that had some.
So we had to pay the regular bill like twice, and the that special vet there, emergency
Yeah.
vet, he got paid like 6 times, you know, compared to everybody else's work, you know. I think my vet charged me $300.
Gonna have to make myself another drink here soon.
Stitching,
Yeah.
all the tubes in there, all that, the drains in there. Like $300 plus the medicine.
Right.
So yeah, totally fucking. They totally ripped us off, man. Every time I go to that fucking emergency vet, they just rip you off.
You want to go there again?
No, we
No.
brought my Roddy in there that was 4 years old. I mean, he had some ear infection, and I mean, these guys didn't diagnose that correct either. And the regular vet said, "Oh, it's just an ear infection. Here's some stuff." Well, that didn't do it either. I mean, the dog was laying here on the floor with his tongue hanging out, you know, and he's in good shape. He's 4 years old. He's fucking ready to roll, prime.
Yep. Still in their prime.
So I came out, put a warm rag under his ear as he was laying down. I heated up some water, put a nice warm rag under there. I went back to bed. I woke up in the morning, there was a fucking puddle of ear and cookie ear infection stuff all over the towel. That was insane.
Yeah.
So I think he had like
Everything's doing really well. Can you guys hear the? Can you guys hear StreamYard in the background over there? Or no?
Because they wouldn't let.
Can you guys hear that? StreamYard in the background?
It was very traumatic for me, especially. That was the last time I saw him, was him looking back. Was him looking back at me, going, "Are you coming, Mom?" And that's the last thing.
And they wouldn't let her in, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I'd like to bet they be there before
That dog
this.
was with me every day.
Just chilling here.
24 hours a day.
Paying attention to that right there and the moisture building up in here. That's all I'm doing right now is
Yeah,
controlling the heat source, getting the temperature up in here, which is starting to warm up really nice now.
But she owned that
Heat is starting to transfer through here,
Oh, that's the.
and very soon
before
vapor is going to start accumulating in the plate column.
stuff.
So once that starts happening, then I'll go ahead and
I
turn
don't know
on
if she's still there or not.
the circulation
There was a different
for
guy there.
the deflegmator and even the condenser, because of it's not going to reach this for quite some time, but right now it's very crucial. It's very crucial to get this temperature just right and get it settled to a point where it's just going to continue on its own, nice and even. It's a very crucial time right now. So,
Yes.
and once I get this balanced,
100% agree with that
once I
part
get
of it.
this balanced and the deflegmator heats up to where it's only letting through alcohol vapor,
COVID, all the medication.
then the heat will start to travel through the rest of this into the condenser, and then we'll get us some liquor. But right now, this is my focus.
You know, they had
But if
money,
this-
money,
if this doesn't get done right,
doctors, a lot of them retired,
it could-
man. We
It could
lost
take a
our-
while to get it
our-
under
our-
control.
our-
We're at just over 100 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Okay, we can
This
put
is
you on
really
a
starting to
paper plate,
warm up.
Whatever it is, you know, as long as you pay.
I can hear.
And
I'll turn the heat down just a little bit, the heat source down,
once he left, man,
because
I
this
don't
is
know
really
what
starting to
he's
bubble
doing
now. It's really
anymore.
starting to get loud. So I want to calm it down just a little bit
Yeah.
by adjusting the heat source.
What my dog herd is getting down now, so.
Still not
that's
getting
why.
any
So I don't have many
moisture
dogs to take in.
in the plate column, but it's going to happen
This,
soon because I can hear the bubbler.
He would not
I can hear the
touch my
bubbler
dog
really
with
well
those
right now.
clothes in his face.
So just
One
chilling
time I
out.
see him. They said send it to the emergency vet.
I'm over there on Northwoods. I can't pull up all of the. I can't pull up. I'm just going to be on StreamYard because I want to make sure I pay attention to comments here. This is not as good a computer as the one I have inside, so it doesn't. It gets kind of pissed off. It gets kind of pissed off when I try to put up, YouTube and StreamYard at the same time. If I try to put up another. What's up, lady in red? How are you? Thank you for coming in.
He is muted. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's talking on his other stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? Sorry about that, guys.
But yeah, these fucking vets up here, man, kind of terrible.
So it's really doing well
I
right
had
now.
a Rottweiler blue tick cross one time, got over
305.
305 pills in its mouth and tongue,
It's
nose,
really bubbling right now.
arms, lower cheeks.
I'm gonna turn the heat source down just a little bit more.
I pulled out probably, I don't know what.
I want to make sure it gets nice and settled. I have a marker here. I actually have a marker on this.
We took so many of them.
When I started using this tank, or when I use a tank and I have like this all set up, what I do is I have a marker right here of where it settles. Because the slightest adjustment back and forth, even the slightest bit, can make a huge difference in your run. That heat source is absolutely essential to get correct. So if you got to make some marks and you got to have some reference points, do it.
That's the thing, when you break them off in there, they're just gonna cause an infection and kill the dog anyway.
Yeah.
But they actually treated us pretty good.
Bubbling quite a
That's
bit
not up
now.
here,
It's
though.
110,
That was down south
110
a little
degrees
further
Fahrenheit. It's gonna slowly get up the temperature. Sweat my ass
Different
off in
places,
here.
different vents,
I need an air
different
conditioner.
costs,
That's
you
what
know.
I need.
It
I need
could be the
I
same
need to put
area,
a
but
fucking air
the other
conditioner
vents
out
get
here.
stuck in out.
Holy shit.
They're crazy.
I'll tell you what's a good bet.
That's
Good.
Oh!
It's the one in the good emergency vet is one down in Concord, New Hampshire.
Well, thank you, Lady in Red. That's very sweet of you.
One of our pups, just a little bit, and
Thank you, William.
3.5 hours,
Thank you,
4
William.
hours down there, and then stay there for 17 hours. And they saved her, and that was 7 years ago, and she's still with us today.
Wow.
Wasn't it Valentine's? Was that Valentine's Day or what was that?
It was, was it wintertime?
Oh, because somebody just left here. We had people here, and they just left. And you went down the other house and let her out, ran her over.
No,
Was that a birthday party or something? Or?
it was my birthday.
That's right. She ran over her dog on her birthday.
That's
She
not,
came running out and came right under my tire.
Well, not on
What the
purpose.
fuck?
You know.
Aren't you lucky to be that Filipino, Multi girl?
What's that? What's that?
No, because when I said that is because the Filipino.
So I'm just hanging out here,
and collect the dogs.
waiting for the secondary. If you're just coming in, just waiting for the secondary to come
No
in,
thanks on that.
come up to temperature,
don't do
so that I can adjust from there. So if you're just coming in, that's what I'm doing.
Fucking move. Lady in red. Welcome in.
Lady in red.
Dancing with me. Cheek to cheek. That's right. Anybody see the Michael Kunkel?
Oh, it's getting hot out here. Sweat my ass off. I think I'm just gonna keep this off. I should have freaking shaved my head down. Help it get cool. Keep myself cooler in here, because there's a lot of fucking heat coming off this damn thing right now. I mean, for God's sake, the primary is at 200 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So, it's fucking hot, and that's not just that. That's all of the brick and cinder blocks. The whole thing is hot. So, I think at some point I'm gonna have to put an air conditioner in here.
Wednesday.
I have the window open.
What's going on, Barbara?
I have the the garage door cracked a little bit. I can't open it up all the way because anyone walking by down the street can look into my garage and see what I'm doing, and I can't do that. So, and then I have the side door over here cracked. But it's hot. It's fucking hot.
One pit bull and a teaspoon of blood.
So we're getting there. It's coming up to 160 degrees now.
you okay?
Yeah, we're at 150 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Now there's moisture. You see, there's moisture starting to build up in here. As soon as there's more going on with that, I'm going to move the camera so you can see it better.
Becoming an adult dog.
But yeah, I'm starting to get that
So,
alcohol vapor building up into here. It's now at it's starting to
I
reach
know I had a Rottweiler
the
that
top chamber.
the dog would be.
So I'm going to turn the heat down,
his
the
brain
heat
was
source down, so that I can control that. Because if it starts
Right.
bubbling out of
And I
control,
think
it's
his
really
brain was
really
pinching a little
difficult to
bit.
get it back in
and
line.
he went
So-
sour big time, man. He was a bastard.
Yeah, this is starting to get
took him
really
right to
nice
the
and
vet,
warm
so
here.
There you go.
This is too hot to handle down here. This is too hot to handle. This is now 170 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm going to turn that heat source down again and put it right in line with where it typically is as I'm running. Because I want it to settle. I want it to settle down and move on in a very even flow. All right. So, like I said before, your heat source is absolutely essential. Okay.
As soon as they started buying car tires,
I'm telling you.
deflating it. The deflating it.
Mountain Growl, thank you for stopping in. Hell yeah.
Because he biked through those steel belted tires.
Damn.
So we're getting there.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
the sound of it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start.
Hey, I just wanted to say real quick, Mad Daddy, if you can hear me over there,
Yeah, I got
we
you.
can hear ourselves and yours too a little bit.
Yeah, I know I have
So
the computer.
If I miss anything, I can hear it over there.
Yeah, I have the computer on over here. Sorry about that. I don't like. I could probably get. I could probably get some headphones in, but it's hot. I don't. It's fucking hot. I don't want to put anything else on.
No, we could just.
Okay, here we go.
TV or whatever it is.
Bubbling now. All right, now that it's starting to bubble, I'm gonna turn on the circulation.
You can hear him on his one.
I'm gonna turn on the circulation.
Well, that's a fine ass steel system right there.
So here, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like so that you can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully, so here. So you can see it starting to bubble, right? It's a little over bubbling right now, but it's dropping water down to the next and allowing the alcohol vapor to go through. Right now, we're almost ready to actually, like, it's probably going to start. Yeah, it's going to start fucking pouring any minute now. It's going to start pouring any minute now. So. Just a little bit more. Right here, too hot to handle. That means that the vapor it's filling up. It's filling up the parrot right now. You're gonna see it right there. Okay, let's get a close up of this shit, shall we?
Now it has your referral link on here. And then when I go to put up the bucket on that, I have to go through
See if I can get a good shot of that around there.
show it, and then I gotta X out of it, and then I gotta clear it.
Come on, where's the other one?
So that's why I'm not putting a lot of comments on it.
Stupid tripod. Alright. Alright, here we go. That's better.
Yeah, she got really good views on that lady, right? And then that Michael one that she just did, yeah. That was doing really well too.
So the proofing parrot is just now starting to pull up.
Over 1,000 on it.
Let's move this around a little bit.
So yeah.
Get this dialed in. I want to make sure this is doing well. I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit more.
Yeah, she's doing well on the shorts.
This up here, that's the range that I want it in, between 160 and 180 tops degrees Fahrenheit. So, and then you can see the deflegmator, or the deflegmator is letting alcohol pass. This is a little out of hand right now, but once it settles, all of these are going to be very consistent. So I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit and let it settle. All right, I'm going to let it settle just a little bit more. Let that heat calm down.
Did you hear the Michael short? Yes.
Put this right here so you can hopefully see that. I got to connect the power supply again. So hold on. Here we go.
nice and quiet today up here, so the sun's out now. Getting some,
Very tricky. Like I said, it's very tricky. And if it gets too far out of hand, it's a real pain in the ass to reel it back in. So I've turned down the heat significantly to slow everything down. You can see right there. You see right there, it's starting to come up, but it's too hot. It's too hot. It's running way too fast. It's not supposed to be running that hot. So, but that's about as low as I can put the heat source down. So it's just basically got to catch up. So that's not bad. It's 80, 70. It's a 170 proof. 170 proof right there. So that's not bad. And you can see it's pouring out right there. Let's get that copper there. So you can see it right there. So this is the 4-shot. This is the 4-shot. It stinks like hell. It is poisonous, and it's going to get tossed here really soon. So I'm going to make myself another drink. I'll be right back.
That's not a good meal. It's not a good meal, man. Rubbing your dick in the snow. It's bad not having to be outside, and fucking minus 10. You don't want to be in the outhouse at minus 10, man. Your ass will stick to the seat. You know? Not like being in Hawaii. Oh no.
Yeah, I think
It's like it's well, like I said, you don't want to be out in the outhouse either, minus 10, minus 20 degrees. Your ass will stick to the seat.
yeah, exactly. That's what they said.
From all that. Yep. You might want to have a nice furry cover on.
And we like the kid from Christmas Story. I think he's talking about a black wolf.
Right? Shit. Things we come up with up here.
There we go. I had to go to the bathroom too.
Hell yeah. That was a good one too.
Yeah, there we go. So you can see right there. It's difficult to see on camera because it's just a very very steady small stream, which is what I like. That's what I want. I don't want it pouring out of there, because when it pours out faster than that, that means there's a lot of water to it. There's a lot of water being added to it. That's just how this system works. I know other people are like, oh, well, it's just, you're not running your system properly. You know what? Piss off. I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, the deflegmator is really kicking down a lot of water. It's almost not able to catch up over here. It's really going nuts. But once it settles, it's starting to settle in these lower chambers. This is pretty typical. This one usually always gets out of hand, but once they all start to settle, they'll all kind of start looking more like this one here. Not as active as that, but you can see it's starting to balance out. But this is excessive water, excess water that's being removed because of the deflegmator and the plate column dropping the water from one down to the next, down to the next, down to the next, and back into the secondary or the thumper. So that's how that works. But once that settles down, it'll be a lot nicer. It's not very untypical for it to get a little out of hand like that. once it gets settled, I'll be able to turn the heat up a little bit more and get it balanced out. So yeah. Lady in red, that looks like it would tickle your innards. Yeah, it'll do more than tickle. You know, and this is, like I said, this is the 4-shot. This is going to get thrown away. What's happening in here right now, it's going to get thrown away. And I usually do about 1/8 of a gallon when I take out the 4-shot. It's just it's all of the stuff that's lighter and evaporates quicker than alcohol, than the heads or the methanol. And then I'll take out another 1 gallon of methanol, exclude that, and then everything after that, I will run the system till there is nothing more to run, because it's a stripping run. So, yeah, it's getting there. Just how it goes. So yeah, you can see it's still going nuts. It's just taking a little bit longer than normal for it to settle down, but that's because the deflegmator is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. That deflegmator and that temperature gauge is right where it's supposed to be. Right there on that black line is perfect. That's probably why there's so much happening here, is because it's throwing that water back down and it's having a difficult time catching up. So, but it'll get there. It'll start settling. It's starting to get there now. And because I turned the heat source down again, and you can see where, like, I have like an arrow right here. If I turn this directly to the valve, that's where it's stable. But not at the beginning of the run. At the beginning of the run, when it's doing this and it's out of hand, I have to turn it down significantly for the system to catch up. Once it's stable, then I can slowly, gradually start increasing this. But that's always my reference, is this arrow pointing straight to the valve. So yeah. That is how that goes. And it is freaking hot out here. Holy crap. I appreciate that, lady in red. It's very sweet of you to stop in. Thank you. And hopefully I see you again. Yeah, we're right at 100. It's dipping down below 170 proof right now, but that's okay. The system is just, all I'm doing is collecting the 4-shot that's going to be dumped out anyway, and trying to settle down the system. Once the system is settled down, it's just going to be good from there. So, you too, lady in red. Thank you. Cheers. Oh, that is taking forever. Yeah, a little out of hand on this one, I suppose. It's having a hard time settling. I just turned the heat source down again. Try and get that to settle. That's not. Whew. Usually settles by now. It's taking it a while. I almost want to pull a valve right here and just relieve it, because it's a little out of hand. It's starting to cool down. It's starting to cool down right here. You can see the temperature gauge right there. It's like it's barely starting to cool down, but it is kind of starting to cool down just by a few degrees. But that right there is what I need to settle down.
So I just,
Right there is what I need that to settle down. And for all four of these plates to be consistently bubbling, not a tornado or monsoon going on up there and like barely any bubbling down here. So it's just going to take a while for it to catch up. So we'll just wait for that. All right. It's crazy. I don't think it's ever gone that long. There we go. I don't think it's ever gone that long of chaos for that. So let me fix my tripod here. Which one is it? What's this? This one? There we go. Fix my fucking tripod here. All right. So,
Enjoy your day.
yep, there we go.
We'll be on later anyway. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down steadily. I just need to let it do its thing. You can see that his you can see that this has slowed down a lot. This has slowed down a lot. It's not a steady stream right now. It's kind of gurgling. That's good because I want the system to slow down. I need the system to slow down for the plate column to catch up. So that's good. It's just going to take some time. It's probably going to take, I don't know, 15 minutes or so for it to settle down, and then I'll start slowly increasing the temperature back up, the heat source back up. So just gonna let it chill there for a little bit.
Shout out to Johnny Blanchard. You're doing all right, John.
John Blanchard, who's about your room?
That's WOO Radio 104.20. Rock in the mountains of New Hampshire. You heard? That's right. Have Mad Daddy make me one of those too when he's showcased next time, so I can play it on him.
You gotta get me a script. Get me a script. I'll practice it. Get me a script and I'll practice it. Tell me exactly what you want me to say.
When you're loaded. Alright, you loaded up. I want him loaded, Bad Daddy for loaded up and ready to roll.
I don't blame you. I agree.
Yeah, you're too quiet right now, man. Yeah, you're not even swearing on your stream or mine. That's. I think you need to
Making the moonshine, he's not drinking it.
maybe another check while you're in there.
I actually do. I actually did make myself a drink, so.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I had to turn the heat source down a lot on my still because it's going nuts, man. It's not settling very well, so I had to turn it down significantly. It's gonna take some time for it to settle, but yeah, it's getting there. Ambient temperature has a lot to do with that.
Stop by Mad Daddy's, give him a rough drop. Come in and say hi. Chat.
Appreciate it. I appreciate.
The still rough right
Yeah,
now.
I appreciate a lot of the people that come up and just pop in to say hi. Fucking so deeply appreciated, you know. So thank you.
Man, that Andy Wilson, do they have these little bars in from California?
Sure.
Say again. Say again.
I said, can I ask you, do they have these bars in California? Like cool brewery bars in California?
Oh yeah. There's homebrew bars all the time. Oh yeah, they're everywhere. It's getting the licensing and being taxed and getting all that, you know. You gotta be like you gotta be pretty big and, you know, making a lot of freaking money to get your licensing and pay all the taxes and attorneys and shit. Like, no, thank you. like it's alcohol is so controlled. The alcohol is so controlled.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is there a limit on how much you can produce here in California as just a regular,
It's a
backwoods still man? Or is there
so
anything you're gonna follow?
I'm just so I will say this, each state is different. Some states allow you to have a still for personal use. Some states do not even allow you to have a still unless it's registered, and then you have to pay taxes for the registration for that still. There's there's like a lot of different states have a lot of different rules on making your own liquor, and or even possessing a still for any reason. Like it's pretty messed up, man. It's a pain in the ass. It's bullshit, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that by watching moonshiners. And, all the way from
So there's no amount.
to the south, they consider that illegal.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's different. It's different in every state. Some states will be like, you know, I don't know. Like I don't want to talk out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure some states are like, you know, you can't produce this much, you know, personally, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know about those kinds of details because I don't know what the laws are, you know, per state. But I mean, but just I was. What would you?
Bad Daddy gets up, puts his ass up on the piano and starts talking out his ass. I'm gonna die laughing. What would that look like?
It'll look like.
What
It'll look like Mr. Mike Handbutt. It'll look like Mr. Mike Handbutt. All right, it's start. It's a,
Can I ask your answer question?
you really want an answer?
Is your hat covered in hat glasses too?
We can do that. We can make that happen.
That's funny. What was that, bud? I didn't quite hear it here. Say again?
Damn. So it's evening out, but it's chaotic throughout the entire system. Fuck. And the temperature is still going down, but it's not going down very quickly. So I don't know, because I don't want to adjust the cooling. I need to and I don't want to adjust the heat source any lower because I don't want the flame to blow itself out. So I'm just kind of stuck. You know what? I think I'm gonna relieve the valve. I'm gonna use the valve here, and I'm gonna relieve some pressure out of that. It's a little too out of hand right now. It's gonna take forever for it to settle if I keep letting it just do it by itself. So this is dangerous. Don't do it. Oh, where's my? Yep. It's dangerous. Don't do it. See how that does? Yeah. See that? Did you see that? See how much less it is right now? So the top column, the top portion is still really freaking nuts right now. So I'm gonna do that again and hopefully just get this thing settled down, man. It's just a little much. Man. Let's see what it does after that. Turn the heat source down a little bit more. Just having a really difficult time here. Not sure why. Is it clogged? No. I don't see a whole heck of a lot coming through there. It's coming up so freaking much that it's not even letting it come down. It's not even letting it settle. My gosh. Right, there we go. Jeez. I've never seen it that chaotic before. I'm having a really difficult time getting it under control. It's starting to even out again, but it's not doing it the way I want it to. I'm gonna dump this and maybe do that a little bit more. See if I can get it settled a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Now it's all right. Now it's starting to. My God, I can't believe how bad that is. This is new. This is new to me. It's never done this. It's never done this. All right, they're starting to finally settle. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's starting to finally settle. Holy crap. So that's much more even, much more consistent, and not getting out of hand. That's where it should actually start looking. So I'm gonna leave it for now. Let it do its thing, and see how that's gonna go. But damn, man, that was nutty. That was really nuts. Never seen it get that out of hand for so long. So, like I said, temperature control. You know, I probably should have cut the heat source down a lot sooner. I pressed it up a little too much, I think, and it just got out of hand. And with the ambient temperature, that doesn't help because it's hot in here. So, anyway, I'm gonna dump this really quick, and then yeah. All right, here we go. There we go. Much better. Much better, much more consistent. This is really what it should look like. Okay? That's what it should look like. And we're still running here. Still running. And that's just about, whoops. That's almost enough for the 4-shot. I'm going to let it go for a little bit longer until it starts kind of getting into the heads, and I'll be able to smell the difference. Right now, it's actually starting to get in the heads already, but I'm going to let it go a little bit longer.
What's that?
Right. Now we're getting there. Now we're settled. Okay. Jeez. All right, it's getting into the heads right now. The heads are going to be dumped out anyway, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this dump valve here on the Parrot and turn this on down to this jar down here, and then what that does is it drains the entire Parrot, the proofing Parrot, and will let me get a much more accurate measurement of what's happening right now, because it'll blend if or bleeding or whatever, however people want to call it. That's what happens. So if there's a change in the proof and it's mixing in with the proof that was just already there, you're not going to get an accurate measurement. So that's what this dump valve is, and I'm just going to go ahead and dump this in here, and that is all getting tossed. So get this out of the way and just let it do its thing. Right now it's very, very stable, finally. So let me dump this out here. Alright, I'm gonna rinse this jar. Actually, I don't even have to, because I'm already gonna dump out. I'm already gonna dump out what's gonna fill this up anyway, and it's gonna be the methanol, which is non-consumable alcohol. So, but right here, that's the way it's supposed to look. Nice, even bubbling, no chaos. That's the way that's supposed to look. The phlegmator is doing great. It's actually below temperature, and it's doing a really good job. So that's going to fill up right there. It's going to take it a while for it to fill back up because it's a big proofing parrot. I built it, by the way. I built this entire proofing parrot. I built that. So anyway, I think this is probably good. So we saw that temperature there. This is right in a premium spot for where it needs to be. Is 190 degrees Fahrenheit. That's perfect. Once it starts getting up to 200 and above is when it's right towards the end of the run. This is, of course, right at 200, and this is just a shade over 200. So you don't really need these temperature gauges, but it's good to see like where they're at. This is the one that means the most. That's the one that means the most right there. And it's starting to get back up to temperature. I haven't had to increase the heat source yet, but you kind of get an idea. So we're going to let that pour out one more time, and then I'll probably end the stream.
Yeah, it's still snow here, man. So, you know what I mean, man? Yes, I receive. Still snowing. But the sun is up. You can barely see it. It's so fucking sunny right now.
You're gonna go snow blind out there?
Yeah, probably need to see all that sun.
Dude, fucking, yeah, I did not know that was a real thing. Going snow blind. When like the sun is out and you've got nothing but pure white snow all around you, guess what's gonna happen? Your eyes are not gonna like it.
Especially when you're riding a snowmobile.
Right?
You're riding on the snow and come around the corner and you're fucking, sun, you lose the trail areas.
Oh yeah.
But at least we have the trees around on
Yeah.
the sides for a lot of the trees. Some are really fucking wide, so you gotta lose the heat.
You know that funny movie they were putting up the snow? With the Italian,
Trail, you don't have to climb up the track.
you know the funny movie they went to when the guy had made that, when he takes the snow and sniffing his snow, and he's like, my brain is frozen.
Dude, better off dead. Better off dead. Charles Lamar. Better off dead. Charles Lamar on the top of the K-12 with John Cusack. When he takes his top hat and he has the lines. Do you have any idea what the street value of this mountain is?
I like family vacation when they go up to the mountains and shit, and they're fucking with them and traps them in the house and shit again. That's one of my favorites.
You know I got that. You know I got that, Tribal. I want my $2. What do they want? They want a race. How to pick up trashy women. The book he got was How to Pick Up Trashy Women. Dude, you're talking about one of my all-time favorite movies, all right? I know way too much about that. Now that it is settled to the point of below temp on this, and this is all settled and very consistent and doing exactly how it's supposed to be doing, not going crazy or shitty. Now I'm starting to very gradually raise the heat source so that, and that's it. That's how much I move it. And then I wait 10, 15 minutes, make small adjustments, and then see what happens. You don't make big adjustments every freaking, 20 seconds and think that that's not how you do it, all right? But temperature is starting to get up a little bit. Back up to, what is that? Come on, focus, you fucker. There. Yeah, it's still right below 190 right now. So once it starts getting a little bit more towards 195 degrees Fahrenheit, then it'll start running again. But for now, that's starting to come up now. It's starting to come up. So just kind of settling it, just getting it nice and settled. So I think the heat source is good where it's at. Yeah, nothing going on in the parrot. But yeah, as soon as that starts pouring again, I'm gonna end the stream, and then probably start another live once I do the final run, because this is just the first of 3. So this is a stripping run, and then I have another stripping run after this, and then I'll take all of the liquor that the consumable liquor plus a little bit of the methanol, and I'll put that together, put it into this thumper by itself, cap everything off, and that's probably when I'm going to do my next live. It's going to be in a couple of days, because it takes a day per run. So we'll just kind of chill out here, let that heat catch up. Yeah, should be going real soon. So just let it do its thing. Let's put a little bit of light in here. A little bit more light. Nah, that's not jiving. All right. Yeah, it's starting to come up a little bit. It's starting to get some in there. Yeah, it's starting to get that. Yeah, it's coming out 190 degrees. just below 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Plate column's doing great. Temperature's starting to come up on the deflegmator. So we'll just, yeah, just gonna wait here. Just gonna wait it out. Fuck it.
Coffee, so I use these as planters, and I told her, you know, save all your coffee cups, because I use them as planters too. So I'm gonna have the longest garden this year. I'm gonna plaster all over the streets of YouTube. So
You have brains, go upstairs and smoke a bit. Road see. Yeah, well, that sounds like a good idea.
we know the parts, right?
That's right.
Yes, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're all just chilling, smoking a little grass, making some moonshine over there in the corner, growing some weed. On the left-hand side.
You gotta make that moonshine. Where'd you get? How are you, bro?
We're doing a little bit of everything today.
Oh, little.
We got the L1s. This is the L1 channel. Jump up, you have ratings, Dan? Hell yeah. Yeah, we're just getting fucked up on a day.
I'm gonna put a little more water in this cooling tower here. Doesn't really need it, but it's kind of coming down a little bit. Pump is starting to make noise. I hope I don't have to replace that anytime soon.
Yeah, I like that.
I just increased the heat source up just a little bit more. Nice and easy, small adjustments. Small adjustments. And wait. You can see I'm almost at my mark for a steady flow. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it right there and then back it off right there. Small adjustments. That heat transfers a lot of energy through the system, so you want to make small adjustments. And we're looking good. Plate columns nice and even, no chaos. The phlegmator temperature is just about where it needs to be. Still just waiting on you, sweetheart. Yep, here it is. It's starting to come up. There we are. Starting to come up now. There it is. There you are. See, just that one little adjustment. Gradual, small adjustments, and just wait. We're good. We're doing really good now. As soon as that starts pouring, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream until day after tomorrow when I reconfigure everything so that you can see what I do for my final run and how I do my final run. So, but yeah, you can see it there. Let's see what proof we're gonna get. See what proof we're gonna get. Oh, nice. It's about to spill right at 185 proof. 185 proof. And there it is. 185 proof. Hell yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to run this out, strip this run out. Thank you so much for joining me. Wish you all the best. Hope to see you in next time as well. Thank you for everyone that came in, commented. I freaking love you for it. And shit, I guess that's it. See you in a couple of days.